Welcome back.
Nick and Lex here.
Hey everyone.
How's it going, guys? So, finally, another
Michelle Marathon, and it's on a Monday. Happy Monday,
so
everyone.
It should be an M.
Exactly.
Four M's. And oh my God, I'm so happy because Michelle did tell us, okay, do this marathon for me, but you can choose which Steely Dan song to choose. So I'm gonna change that song for
Bodhisattva
because a lot of people in the comment section have requested it, and I'm so curious. It is literally the furthest we've gone back in the Steely Dan catalog. It's before.
But no, we did Can't Buy a Thrill. Do it again and
okay.
But
but I mean, just like since a lot of
for a while
we ended with Gaucho, and so then we did Pretzel Logic with Gaucho, but now we're going back. Katy Light, we haven't touched Pretzel Logic, and this is the first time we listen to a song from
Countdown to Ecstasy. And it's the first song on the album. That's another reason why I was happy to make that little adjustment, because Michelle had suggested, but then gave us the freedom to change it. She had suggested My Old School, which obviously we are going to still do, but just because we haven't heard Countdown to Ecstasy, and Nick has been so curious about the song, and you guys have told us so much about it, we thought, what a better way to start an album than with the first one. So,
also, I'm sorry for interrupting. No. I'm so excited because we're doing Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yep.
The Barbarian.
Finally for Kevin Marsh. Michelle obviously had you in mind.
That was Take a Pebble?
Yes.
Oh, Kevin, you are so persistent. But persistence overcomes resistance. So there you go. And then we're gonna do Kate Bush, which is amazing. We love her. And then we're gonna do the Rolling Stones. Give Me Shelter. Wow.
And I think Give Me Shelter I do know. Yeah? Okay.
Which is fine, but do you know it?
I don't think so, but sometimes I don't know the songs by name. It's happened a couple times.
But it's cool. We have never done any Rolling Stones on the channel. That's like literally my first concert I saw with my dad. Still back in Munich, the first concert I ever saw was the Rolling Stones. But I was like, what is going on? I didn't understand anything and why all this stuff was going on.
Right.
All I know is this guy, Mick Jagger, had like a pitchfork, and he was like stabbing like these inflatable like wolves in like the nuts. It was hilarious, and I was like, why is he doing that?
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I was like 7 or 8. So,
well, if anyone can explain that,
I'm sure there's footage, because they had this was a tour like in '88 or I don't know. And he took, I don't know, it wasn't a pitchfork. It was the microphone thing. He was like punching the inflatable wolves into the nuts. So that was very, very, very revealing, I guess, for me. But yeah, good memory. So I'm so excited. We're going to do 4 super cool songs.
Yes.
We will pause and just like say what we think. And Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for everything.
She always chooses such good stuff.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I want to go over the years. Countdown to Ecstasy, 73. Barbarian, 1970. From the album Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
First album, right?
Yes, exactly. Debut. And then Kate Bush, 1982. And then Give Me Shelter from Let It Bleed is from 69.
69. Wow.
Yeah, and Kate Bush's album is self-titled, or not self-titled, but titled The Dreaming. Yes. Okay. So, are you ready? Let's get started. I'm super excited. Happy Monday, everyone. We hope you have an awesome week. Today is a holiday for those who are government workers, or to those who were given the holiday. So if you do have the day off, we hope you're having a great day. But if you're going to work,
or if you're coming back from work, I hope you have fun.
Yes. Okay.
All right, let's do this. Go. I'm so ready. Oh my God, and the volume was super low.
Oh, thank God.
So happy that I checked.
Here we go. Let me actually do a really quick. Okay. There we go.
Steely Dan.
Woo!
Okay. Ooh. Wow. Heavy.
Yes.
Harmony guitar. Ooh, yeah. Very surfer.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're back. So we had a
sorry.
technical difficulty. I don't know what happened. It literally the camera
Video
turned
just
itself
stopped.
off mid-song, so we're gonna rewind it a little bit.
Yes.
I hope that doesn't mess with your experience, but I guess you've heard these songs before.
Yeah, and we rewound it much more than
when it cut off. So let's talk about it a little bit. You wanna talk about it? What do you think so far?
I really like it. It's extremely different than any other Steely Dan that I think we've heard. This is a lot more like
it's more rock and roll,
swing kind of style. Not very funky at all.
No.
Which
not very I mean, there is already elements of jazz in there, like the solo, like the bass will boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of swing,
but
they haven't reached that yacht sound like that, what they started doing in Asia, and in the Royal Scam. But the Royal Scam also still has a little different vibe than Asia. Asia, they went all out, what they call, I hate that term, elevator jazz. That's so stupid.
It is.
Because it's not. It's just really well thought out, jazz. And then Gaucho Cruz. But yeah, this is really different. It does have a more a rock and roll vibe. And but I love the interplay that we're doing with the keyboards and the guitar.
Yes.
The solo was very long and very well. I loved it. But it's
agree.
very different. You don't have that, Babylon Sisters.
Exactly. There's no backup vocals. This is their second album. I feel what was that lady's name that we were listening to the interview?
Today,
Marilyn.
Oh my God, it's right here. And we want to share that with you. Let me just go. Where's Steely Dan? There it is. So today we're listening to just for Marian McPartland.
And she said that Steely Dan was like a Rubik's Cube of music. And I really like that
very good
analysis because this is a clear definition. I mean, this is like
they got it all.
Totally other side of what we're used to listening to, but very, very cool. I still enjoy it. I like rock and roll. I like swing. So let's continue. Like I said, we rewound it much more than we think it cut off at. So hopefully you don't mind. Here we go.
Wow, very different, very raw,
different.
Very
exactly.
raw.
I was gonna say that, very dirty.
Right?
It's
Even
not
the
as like
distortion.
crisp and
I wonder if that was Walter Becker, if they hired someone to play the guitar.
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
Let us know, you know. So, but yeah, it like it's I guess sometimes it is difficult, you know, to listen to something that's so like or so complex as like Asia and Gaucho, and then you go backwards when they're younger. But I've had that, like I started when I started listening to like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. I was listening to like their later stuff, and then when I went back into the 70s, I was like, wow, it sounds so different. It sounds not as polished,
right?
But you know, it happens. Even I guess with Led Zeppelin, like 1 and 4, you know, when you compare.
Yes.
So, but I did like it. I think any Steely Dan is perfect. And welcome. Yes. Yeah. But I really want to know what Bodhisattva means.
Me too.
I have a little trivia there. If you guys watched the movie, oh my God, come on. With Keanu Reeves, the Point Break.
Okay.
The guy,
Bodhi.
Bodhi. Bodhi is the surfer, Patrick Swayze, and they say they call him Bodhisattva. So I think it has a very, like a guide or something spiritual.
You're right. I forgot about that.
And I was always like kind of like, wow, they call him Bodhi, and some of them call him Bodhisattva. And like, wow, that's some kind of like leader, you know, spiritual leader. But
we'll have to look it up.
We will.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now on to the Barbarian.
Yes, the Barbarian.
So very excited about this.
Very requested.
Very requested.
Maybe like 8 months.
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. And from this album, so this is the first song of the album as well.
Another
very
first
cool.
one. Wow.
And then
we know Take a Pebble.
Yes. So from this album, I guess we have to say we're just missing Tank and the Three Fates. We've done the Barbarian, Take a Pebble, Knife Edge, and Lucky Man.
So we have not done.
We have
the
not
Barbarian.
done the Well, I'm gonna say after this.
Yeah, after this we only have, and then we can. Wow, then we can listen to this album.
Exactly.
Wow.
So after the Barbarian, maybe we can just go ahead and listen to the whole
we-
thing.
yeah,
These
we
are the
should.
least listened to songs, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure how important it is for you guys to have us react to those, but it would be cool to just get it over with because.
Another album
Yes,
in the books.
in the books. Exactly. So super excited that another first song of the album. Thank you, Kevin Marsh. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone. Let's continue. Okay.
I'm so curious. Distorted bass. Jesus.
Wow.
That's a distorted bass.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh. Nice change.
Like Donna Fagan. They're like. We like the same person.
I know.
We
I
even
know.
play the same air instruments. It's hilarious. I love her so much. But this is very progressive.
Yes, it is.
It's like wow. And I think it's an instrumental. I mean,
I think so too, but we're about 2 minutes in, I guess about halfway. Very cool. I love the changes. I love like the craziness, the atmosphere, and as an opening song, it's very cool. And you know, there's other like Take a Pebble is a lot
and this
more.
is only written by Keith Emerson. It doesn't say
yeah, you're right. It doesn't
Lake
say
or Palmer.
ELP. Yeah, you're
So
right.
I think it's just like a song that he came up
just
with
like Knife
to
Edge.
get into Take a Pebble.
Like an that's
instrumental.
true. All right.
Cool. Very cool.
I
I'm
love
very,
it.
very intrigued by
I
this.
know, me too.
smokes.
Wowza, that was
intense. I even like the, you know, those chords that were like totally like
out of
like disharmonious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
against
dissonant.
the harmony.
Dissonant.
Oh,
yeah. But this must have been something to listen back in 72?
70, I believe.
70?
Yeah. Yeah, 70.
70. So there you know, like Jordan Rudess, where you got this craziness, and then he did some classical runs there. You know, really, really unique. I've never heard a song from this time. So like almost like very crazy.
Yeah, it is stuff. Very crazy.
I mean, because in the 70s they must have been like, what are these guys on, man?
I know.
Like, what's going on? Very cool. Like the drumming was just off the charts. Like,
yep.
And I mean, like the keyboard work by Keith Emerson here was just for that time
very cool.
Crazy.
I've really enjoyed it, and yes, it was an instrumental. And what an opener. I mean, I can't imagine having listened to this and not even knowing who ELP is, because this is their debut album, and then it starts with this. Yeah. It's insane.
I guess a lot of parents were like, what are you listening to?
Exactly. Like that movie, no? Almost Famous, where she's like, the devil's music.
No, she shows
they're all
like
high.
Yeah, they show like this cover of Simon and Garfunkel. Look at them, they're high. It's so funny.
So I imagine, and Simon and Garfunkel are peaceful, and like imagine what Frances McDormand
they must have thought
would have
this
said
is
about
like the
this.
devil's music. But I liked it. I liked it. It was very.
It was a lot to take in.
Yeah. But like you said, the first time I played your Dream Theater, you said very busy.
Very busy.
That's what I call busy. But I really liked it, you know. Very cool.
Yes.
Very progressive.
Very progressive. I really enjoyed it. I think that it'll take some listening to, and
it was a lot to take in.
I also want to see once we sit down and listen to this full album. I also want to see how it fits in with Take a Pebble, like right after that, you know? Yeah. So I would love to like experience that, and then Knife Edge is another really great tune. So very cool.
Little trivia, guys. So this song was exactly 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The next song by Kate Bush is also exactly 40 minutes and 30 seconds. Michelle has it down to the second.
And the song after that, 4 minutes and 31 seconds.
Oh my god, she's like a mathematician.
And let me see the
original request.
Yeah, 5:44. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. This is going to be Kate Bush, All the Love. We've only ever done one Kate Bush.
We heard one Kate Bush, and then we did Wuthering Heights, I think by Angra.
Yes,
but that's it.
But we've heard the original Wuthering Heights, and then we did one Kate Bush song. I'll leave it up there so you guys can take a look if you haven't seen it. But we really loved what we heard, and I'm definitely we were both very happy to see when the Kate Bush request came up as part of the marathon. We're like, yes!
Yeah. She's amazing.
How great. Okay, let's continue.
Let's go.
They hadn't been near me for years. Say, why do it now when I won't be around? I'm going out. To love us too hard.
Wow.
We wait for your only tragedy allows the release of love and grief, never normally seen. I didn't let them see me weep.
voice, Jesus.
To love me too. I wait for your love. All the love, all the love, all the love you should have given. All the love, all the love, all the love we could have given. All the love, all the love, all the love. The next time I dedicate my life's work to the friends I make, I give what they want to hear. They think I'm up to something weird, and I praise the head of fear. So now when they ring, I get my machine to let them in. I needed you.
What the
Wow.
Like this is so like I think that's what they call avant-garde. It's very avant-garde.
She's so like
have you heard that term
unique.
before?
Yes.
Like Frank Zappa, very
Like
odd.
out there. Just
Very
like,
out there.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Because
I love
she is totally, she's doing something completely different with her voice. It just feels like mystical and wow, what a unique.
And then her voice, I mean, of course, she is like a human instrument. Like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like those octaves she's reaching low and high. It's just so interesting. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. It's like I think a lot of people would not get this. Sadly.
It would be, yeah.
Because it is really, like I said, like it's very out there. I'm so happy that I can get this and that I can appreciate it, because a lot of people would be like, there's no rhythm and there's no beat and like, you know, but there doesn't have to be. This is art and this is very artistic and I'm loving it. It's very cool. Like
Me
very
too.
experimental, you know.
Me too.
I mean, listening to this in 82 must have been like, but,
I know.
You know, like,
I know.
like
Like,
us
what
right
is
now.
she doing?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
like.
And how did she put this all together? Like, is this improvised? It's not. It's like it is written on a paper.
Structure.
Everybody is doing their part, but it's very like, let's mess with these people.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
music thing.
Very edgy.
Really cool.
Okay, let's keep going.
To love me too.
The stop, silence, and then
I wait for your love.
The whispering.
All the love, all the love, all the love you should have given. All the love, all the love, all the love we could have given. All the love, all the love, all the love.
Take care. Toodaloo. Bye then. Bye for now then. Bye. Later. Bye. Cheerio. Bye.
some
Bye-bye.
Pink Floyd vibes.
Bye. 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 Cheers. Cheers. Bye. Goodbye. I'll see you soon. Good night.
This was a trip.
So I just remembered the last thing we did by Kate Bush was a little marathon, remember? We did a marathon of this album,
No.
this one here.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
And And remember, there was like a sound of a helicopter there, and we were like, "Oh, that sounds like the helicopter from like Pink Floyd."
Was it the same?
It was the same one, yeah. So they let her use it. So she is like kind of connected to everyone.
Because right now it sounded like, remember the wall when they're like, "This is United States calling," and then you heard like, "Boop," that when they hang up.
From Mr. Floyd to Mr. Floyd.
Mrs. Floyd.
Oh, I thought he was calling his dad.
Oh, really? I don't know. I think it was the wife.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's calling his dad because she kept saying like, he won't pick up. He won't pick up.
It's such a good moment in the album. But I felt that a little bit here, that vibe, that 80s or 70s sound from the phone like, when you would like, yeah. You don't hear that anymore, sadly. But I mean,
what a cool song!
That fretless bass was something else because it was a fretless bass.
Yeah, you're right.
There were no frets involved. It was just like boom, boom, and the whole thing, like the
atmosphere and how she kind of put you there.
Very trippy. I wish I took drugs to experiment this, but I don't. It's my decision for some reason, and we live in a state where it's all legal. But I don't know. But I've enjoyed this very much.
I even really did too.
But I can just imagine what this must have been like on something.
Yeah,
very much fun.
Yeah, very cool. I am so happy that we got to do some more
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush.
It's like she was like the predecessor of like. What's her name from Iceland?
Bjork.
A little bit. Bjork is also very out there.
She's very out there.
With the
yeah.
And like stuff like that.
Yes.
I love music that's a little bit goes a little bit out of the norm. You know, takes you on a little journey. I like that.
I agree, and thank you, Michelle, for giving us more Kate Bush. I definitely want to do more. And now we're going into something.
We're gonna do the Stones, and I hope this doesn't get blocked because it is the Rolling Stones.
Well, if it does, we'll put it on the Patreon, I guess.
Yeah.
But
we'll definitely put it out there. But I'm just worried about them a little bit, you know, because they are the Stones.
And we've never done a Stones reaction on the channel.
No.
As far as I know, I don't think I know the song.
I think I know.
Sometimes it happens where like I don't know the name of the song, but then I hear it and I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
I think I know this because, as you guys know, we're big movie fans, and basically in every movie ever by Scorsese.
Oh,
what's his first name?
Martin.
By Martin Scorsese, there's always a Rolling Stones song in his movies. Always. So I have a feeling that I might know this, but I'll let you know. If I don't know it, I'll let you know as well.
And this is from the album Let It Bleed, 1969, so late 60s. Very cool. Nick and I were just saying we want to get more into the 60s with a couple things that
even
we've been
50s,
thinking about. Although we're loving the 70s. But I'm very excited about this. Thank you, Michelle. What a great combo. Steely Dan, ELP, Kate Bush, and Rolling Stones.
Epic.
I mean, what can we expect from...
We can't expect less from
the woman herself. Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's go with the Stones.
Keep going.
Yes, I know this. Oliver Stone. with distortion and the
Oh,
microphone.
because I'm like, that doesn't sound like a harm. Okay.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. Now, what this like screams like Vietnam. Because I've seen it in movies. That's why I know this song. It's I don't know if it's in Platoon.
I'm sure I've seen it
something
or
like,
heard it in movies too. Because
I'm
noticing a lot of stuff. Obviously, that
this is. There's even video games that I've played that when you're in Vietnam, like Call of Duty, and this song comes
or
up.
like a trailer
Or Clearance Clearwater. It's always very iconic Vietnam music, you know, during that period. But I think like I've told you this before that I don't like the Rolling Stones. But you know, just like I said, I didn't like Steely Dan.
Yeah.
You know? You have to get into it, and I guess I've never gotten that familiar with them. But this song is really kick-ass. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Me too. And it's cool because even though I have heard this before, it is, like you said, in an environment of like a movie or in the background, usually lower volume. So I've never sat down to listen to the Rolling Stones. Never. My dad that I know of doesn't like own any of their CDs. Like it was never like a thing.
That's so funny because my dad, oh my god, there's so much backstory. We should do a live because my dad knows these guys very, very well. Because of the nightclub he had in Munich, he picked them up one night from the airport and they got lost because they got so stoned in the car because my dad pulled out, I don't know if Mick Jagger pulled it out, or my dad, but they got so high that my dad, who was driving them, actually got lost in the city.
Was this in Munich?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And he told me this and it always stuck with me, but I never thought about it. I was always like, because I would hear these stories like on a daily basis and it was just very normal. It doesn't even like mean anything.
Yeah.
But now if I think about it, that's kind of cool to get lost with the Stones.
Yeah.
But they were not even that big, you know, at that time. But big enough to be like already touring and stuff. But that's such a cool story.
It is a cool story.
But it's just like there's one of those stories that my dad tells me, like with Pink Floyd, like they trashed his like nightclub and then they were like, how much is it? You're just gonna pay for it. But it was not even the band that trashed the place, it was the gear guys, you know, the roadies.
Yeah.
They were just too drunk and they were like destroying mirrors and stuff. And then at the end, it was just like, okay, we'll give you a check.
Right.
That's just a rock and roll, you know. So okay, let's continue.
Let's keep going. Yes.
It's just a show.
fade out.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Oh!
Exactly. That's exactly what I didn't
It
want.
bleeds over,
Yeah.
like it just changes very abruptly.
It does, yeah.
Wow, the legendary stones, it's so crazy that we haven't like done any more. I guess it's because they're from the 60s and we haven't really stepped into the 60s.
Exactly.
But this was amazing.
It was.
I love the piano. I love everything is very raw.
Yep.
Mick
The
Jagger.
voice is very...
Well, Mick Jagger.
Yeah,
And
like,
I can't believe there's still.
goes
I mean,
so
although I
high.
don't know what happened because the drummer recently passed. Like I don't know, it's already a year ago, but I don't know if they're still like continue. If they're still
Right.
doing it, but they lasted forever. This
Oh,
band
yeah, I
was,
know.
Like,
They're all
on
like...
the road for like 50 years.
I know.
Like they're all immortal.
I know. That's
What
I
my
said.
dad told me is what they do is they on a yearly basis they get their blood like washed.
Okay.
Like they do it in Switzerland or something.
Okay.
I don't know if that is true, but that's what I was told. So that's how they can like keep up with their lifestyle.
That makes
you know?
sense.
All the smoking. I mean, I don't know if Keith Richards. They said he should have died like 40 years ago, but he's still going strong. You know.
Yeah.
That's I guess that British you know DNA. I don't know.
That recycled blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a great
This is
marathon.
great. This was
Thank you,
awesome.
Michelle. Thank you so much for always thinking of us, always thinking of the channel. It's just so great how you constantly want to steer us in different directions and at the same time kind of bring us back to things with ELP.
Yeah,
Kate
and we hadn't
Bush.
done like Steely Dan for like a month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So yeah, Michelle gets us back in check. you know,
Yes,
when
she
we, like,
does.
But I love that. You know? I mean, 4 amazing songs, super different from each
Yep.
other.
But
And
I feel...
but in the same kind of like 5 years range,
Yes.
right? Or maybe 10 years range.
10, because Kate Bush was the latest, 82, yeah.
But they're all like
Yeah.
in their own right very cool, and I really enjoyed it.
Me
so thank
too.
you. And thank you guys. I hope you guys had fun.
Yes.
This was a longer one.
Yeah.
Almost like 50, we're almost nearing 50 minutes. It's almost like a full album.
It
Cool.
is,
I like
yeah.
it. I love this.
I really love this. Again, we hope you guys had an excellent start to your week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank
I hope
you
you have
guys.
a day off today.
Yes, exactly. Thank you guys for everything you do for us, for every comment, like, share, everything you share with us. We really appreciate it. We are still able to like keep up with the comments surprisingly. So thank you everyone so much for being here, and we hope to see you in the next video.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
everyone.